All right, y'all, we are back with another video. Now, this one right here is called The Downfall of Ellen DeGeneres. Now, it's coming from the channel This Happened. I will leave the original link at the top of the description, man. Now, when it comes to Ellen DeGeneres, I heard a lot of y'all say that she's a mean person. Like, when that camera go off, she is another person. Now, because when I was doing the OPRAH videos, a lot of y'all were like, yo, Adogg, Ellen DeGeneres is the same way. You need to check out videos about her. So I'm like, okay, we'll check this out. But like I said, man, when them cameras go off, you really know who you dealing with then. Because, you know, people put on the persona when that camera on and act like they so nice. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do that. So I want to check this video out to see what y'all was saying. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Shout out to everybody been showing so much support. Everybody that's been leaving positive comments in the comment section. And I also want to thank everybody who clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate you as well. As y'all can hear, I done lost my voice a little bit, but hey, I'm still working through it. And let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. Let's go.
Ellen DeGeneres went from TV's Queen of Nice to the most hated woman in Hollywood.
Oh.
But when and how did it all go wrong? Stay with me because today we're talking about the downfall of Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen has been receiving backlash all year long, and the latest person to speak out against her was none other than Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey?
In a new interview with Vulture, Mariah addressed a recently resurfaced clip of her 2008 appearance on The Ellen Show when Ellen challenged Mariah to drink champagne to prove that she wasn't pregnant. Mariah was then forced to announce her pregnancy to the media, but sadly suffered a miscarriage soon after. The singer went on to have a successful second pregnancy and gave birth to twins in 2011. However, the memory of that ugly moment on Ellen still haunts her.
Man.
Mariah told Vulture that she was extremely uncomfortable with that moment and had a hard time grappling with the aftermath. I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I had had a miscarriage. I don't want to throw anyone that's already been thrown under any proverbial bus, but I didn't enjoy that moment, said Mariah, and added that she expected Ellen to have more empathy. Another person who recently revealed more shocking things about Ellen's true personality was one of her former employees who works in Ellen's mansion. The household worker told Daily Mail in an exclusive interview that Ellen ran her household like a military-style boot camp, barking orders, tormenting employees over tiny errors, and taking pleasure in firing people. Apparently, Ellen regularly wrote passive-aggressive lists of things she thought the workers were doing wrong, like serving food in the wrong bowl, leaving the salt shaker in the wrong place, or not making sure that her latte was frothed just the way she liked it. The former employee said Ellen was so OCD that she would even lay traps for the staff before leaving for work, like placing matches behind cupboard doors to test if cleaners were dusting every square inch of her LA mansion. The source also revealed that handymen, security guards, and other contractors often refused to come over to the house because they knew Ellen would criticize their work. One of the top security firms in Hollywood ended their contract with Ellen, and the reason is the most ridiculous thing you'll ever hear. Apparently, Ellen would constantly snap at security guards because she didn't like the way they walked.
What?
She also used a condescending tone while speaking to workers and would sometimes even yell at them. She treated you like you were nothing, said the source, and added that Ellen's attitude was always, I'm going to torture you and you were just going to sit there and listen to it because you were being paid. And even Ellen's dogs couldn't stand her. The former staff member said the dogs loved Ellen's wife Portia and would get all excited when she came home, but they would barely get up when Ellen walked in. The employee called Ellen the worst person he's ever met in his life, and said he was convinced she takes pleasure in firing people. Ellen once even fired a chef for using a guest toilet and a maid for forgetting to put a piece of trash in the recycling. Wow. And all this from a woman whose mantra is be kind to everyone. You couldn't make it up. So how did Ellen manage to ruin her reputation overnight?
That's crazy.
Well, it turns out the signs were there all along. We just weren't paying attention. Here's a quick rundown of all the events that led to Ellen's shameful downfall. Ellen began her career performing stand-up comedy at small clubs and coffee houses in the 80s in New Orleans. She soon began to tour all over the country, and in 1984, she was named Showtime's Funniest Person in America. Ellen's first regular TV role was in a short-lived 1992 sitcom called Open House. The show was canceled after only 4 episodes, but producers were so impressed with Ellen that they soon cast her in their next ABC pilot, These Friends of Mine.
Okay.
Ellen reached the height of her popularity in April 1997 when she came out as a lesbian on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Her character on the sitcom, Ellen Morgan, also came out to a therapist played by Oprah Winfrey. The coming out episode, called The Puppy Episode, was one of the highest rated episodes of the show, and the sitcom was praised for being a trailblazer and exploring different LGBT issues. After the Ellen sitcom was canceled, Ellen returned to stand-up comedy for a short while before making a comeback in 2001 with a new CBS sitcom, The Ellen Show, followed by a daytime TV talk show, The Ellen Degeneres Show. And this is when Ellen's mask slowly started to slip off.
Oh, God, it looks scary.
The show was extremely popular for a long time, and Ellen became known as the friendly, goofy talk show host who dances and sings with the audience during commercial breaks and gives away generous prizes. But Ellen couldn't keep up the facade for too long, and in 2007, a former writer of the Ellen Show sitcom spoke out against Ellen and revealed she had treated the writers like they were nothing. The writer said he and his colleagues would watch Ellen in rehearsals, smiling and winning them over with her charm and comic timing, but as soon as the director would yell cut, her face would fall and she'd level a glare at the writers.
What?
Ellen would then proceed to criticize their work with questions like, "Why do you keep writing these unfunny jokes?" Similar stories were going around for years after this, but Ellen somehow managed to shut everyone up. Then, in 2016, Kathy Griffin published a memoir titled Kathy Griffin's Celebrity Run-Ins, My A to Z Index, and described an incident at the Emmy Awards with a certain beloved daytime talk show host with short blonde hair kicked her out of a backstage dressing room and added that this person has a mean streak that all of Hollywood knows about. Griffin later admitted in an interview with Access Hollywood that she was talking about Ellen. 2 years later, Corinne Olympios from The Bachelor spoke of her time as a guest on the Ellen DeGeneres Show and said Ellen made her feel a little uncomfortable and
Ain't that crazy? Everybody that comes on her show say that Ellen makes them feel uncomfortable. Like she really treating people like this at her house because she's rich and she got money and she feel like she can just control you with her money, calling you names, telling you, hey, I can say this to you, but you can't say nothing back to me because I pay you. People getting fired for using the wrong toilet. Like, this right here is crazy. I don't care how rich you is. I'm not going to sit in no spot and just get dead like that for money. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. I got morals, man. I'm not dealing with it. I understand some people like, well, you're probably getting paid good, but look, you probably be getting paid good, but why would you force yourself to be in the position to get talked to every single day like you a kid? Getting talked to crazy, and you scared to say something back because you scared she's going to fire you. And a lot of times they say she'll just fire you anyway. Like, it ain't even just people that work for her at her house. She doing this to directors. Look what she did to Mariah Carey, making her reveal something about her pregnancy when she didn't even want to do it. And like y'all was saying this, and now I'm hearing it. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I did not know that Ellen treated people like this. I really didn't know that. That is crazy, man.
Described Ellen as very aggressive. More controversies followed, and the backlash became even more intense after Ellen was photographed laughing it up with former President George W. Bush at an NFL game. Ellen's friendship with the president, who tried to ban same-sex marriage, sparked a barrage of criticism online, but Ellen defended herself by saying she's friends with many people who don't share the same opinions as her and told us we should follow her example and be kind to everyone. But it was a little too late to preach kindness at this point. In March 2020, comedian Kevin T. Porter posted a tweet asking people to share stories about Ellen being mean, and the ball started rolling. Since then, a number of former employees have come out and spoke out about the way they were treated by Ellen. Social media was filled with clips of Ellen being rude to audience members and manipulating her celebrity guests, including that horrible thing she did to Mariah.
Man.
Ellen drew even more backlash during the COVID-19 pandemic when she compared self-quarantine in her mansion to being in jail. Soon, more people started coming forward against the Queen of Nice. One of them was Ellen's former bodyguard, Tom Majorcack, who described Ellen as cold and sly and said she was the only celebrity he had worked for who never even took the time to say hi to him.
Never took the time to say hi to him. Like, how is you treating your bodyguards like that? Somebody that's protecting you. Somebody that can possibly lose their life because of you. And you treat them like crap? Somebody that follows you everywhere you go, keep an eye on your house, make sure you is good, and you gonna treat that person like that? I wouldn't be surprised if didn't nobody work for Ellen DeGeneres no more. I wouldn't even be surprised. Just let her be at a mansion by herself and let her clean her own house up. Instead of getting bodyguards, just let her go places by herself without bodyguards. If you're going to be treating people like this, I'm telling you, I'm not finna sit there and get treated like that. Like, I'm going to be gone. You're not going to treat me like that. That ain't going to happen. I'm going to get on out of there.
Absolutely see through interacting with her firsthand that she doesn't care about anybody else as long as she's getting what she wants, said Majorcack. In July 2020, BuzzFeed News published an article in which 10 anonymous former employees confirmed that The Ellen Show had always been a toxic workplace. The staff members were reportedly fired for going on a medical leave or taking a day off to attend funerals of family members.
What?
Former Ellen Show DJ and actor Tony Okumboa also addressed the claims and wrote on Instagram that he too expressed the toxicity of the environment. But it wasn't just Ellen's colleagues who had bad things to say about her. On August 6, 2020, a man named Ben Gravelet said Ellen was his childhood bully. Gravelet said that back in the 70s, when he was 11 years old, 20-year-old Ellen worked as an employee of his mother's recruitment agency and often bullied him about his weight. I would try to do homework in the office. She'd call me stupid. She'd call me fat. She would criticize my clothes. I was just a boy, and this was a grown woman who took pleasure in seeing me become visibly upset.
Man.
I don't think there's any excuse for it. I was a defenseless kid, said Gravelet, and added that Ellen was just the meanest, nastiest, most horrible person. As for Ellen's celebrity guests, Everybody Loves Raymond star Brad Garrett, who appeared on The Ellen Show 6 times, was the only one who stood by Ellen's former employees and tweeted that he knew more than one person who was treated horribly by Ellen.
Oh, man.
However, Ellen's A-list friends like Katy Perry, Ashton Kutcher, Alec Baldwin, Octavia Spencer, and Kevin Hart defended Ellen and said she was the nicest person ever. I don't know about you, but I'd rather believe Ellen's former employees who were fired for looking at her the wrong way rather than her Hollywood buddies.
Yep.
But what about you? Whose side are you on? Do you think Ellen deserves the title of the meanest woman in business? Will she ever be able to recover her reputation? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Man. Yeah, like when it comes to something like that, you'll rather believe. I mean, if she's rich, of course she probably going to treat other people that are rich, that got money, good too, except a few, because we see what she did to Mariah Carey. But you got to really listen to the people that work with her every day. She don't work with Kevin Hart. She ain't around Kevin Hart every day. You got to realize, you got to believe the people that be in her house every single day cleaning her house, the bodyguards, people that actually work there with her, that sees her attitude, and that, like, you telling me these folks ain't coming out and just lying on her? Like, I don't think they got no reason to lie. I really don't. But, man, this right here is crazy. Now I see what y'all talking about. But y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. And be like, yo, Adogg, I tried to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know. But I want to appreciate you all for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.